A prophet is one who knows of the coming events and warns others of the same. Thus, prophets are seers and are able to make prophetic and futuristic statements. As I always say, a prophet sees prophecies.
They're not. The countries that have already gone with BRICS, already gone. Egypt, Afghanistan, Algeria, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Nicaragua, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Senegal, Thailand, the United Arab Emirates, Argentina, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Zimbabwe, Iraq. The one I loved was the United Kingdom. They've already gone. Not the City of London, the United Kingdom. And then those that are waiting to be entered into BRICS are Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, Bolivia, Chile, Cuba, Ecuador, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela, Azerbaijan, Mongolia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Turkey, and my favourite, Germany. Because if Germany goes, that's the end of the EU, because it was only the United Kingdom and Germany that ever put in, the rest took out.
Now, what the elder is speaking about is who's dropping the US dollar. So first off, I want to start off by saying divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish Divine and National Movement, because a prophet sees prophecies. He sees forecoming what is to come. And that is what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali did. He said, those of you that don't believe, watch my prophecies. And what does this say right here? It says, Brother E. Thomas L. said, the Holy Prophet said, all nations will turn against the United States one day. And that's what the elder was speaking about. All the nations are going to this BRIC system and they're dropping the fiat dollar of the United States. But he says also, Brother E. Thomas L. Temple 42 said, the Holy Prophet said, money will be burnt in the streets and we won't be able to buy much. And when I put my spirit in the streets, you won't be able to sell your car for 25 cents. Then we'll flip over to 167, where it speaks of one day you will see a $20 bill in the street and would not bend over to pick it up. So the prophet was preparing us for what is to come. When we see these bullet points, we know this is our prophet because he told us of what is to come. He gave us fruition. And indeed he did, brothers and sisters, to prepare us. For 10 years, I've been preparing, reading these. And when I see these come, I don't flip out like everyone else is. Like Taj says, when you go to the ATM and it burps at you, they're going to flip out. You have communities coming together all over the world. In their territory, they're having problems getting funds out of bank accounts. So they're coming together and breaking into the banks or whatever. In Atlanta, there's been people who haven't been able to touch any of their funds for weeks, but they're not prepared with what the prophet gave us. So they're flipping out. You know, you got people ramming cars through banks, all kinds of craziness. But we've been prepared, 10 years I've been prepared. I read these prophecies 10 years ago. They've been here for 100 years. Noble Drew Ali is preparing us. He said, if you don't believe, watch my prophecies. And then once they happen, there is no doubt your fruition is etched in your brain. When you see that fiat on the ground in the streets, there's no doubt. But I have no doubt now, brothers. I know because I'm watching the timelines and I'm seeing this happen. It's definitely on us to study and think and go over these prophecies, though. Just like where it says the Atlantis will rise again. And it says that there will be a great earthquake and it'll split the United States in two. We know that Atlantis, the water level rose, is from some of the things that I've been studying and reading. It says that the water line rose. So for Atlantis to be exposed again, the water line would have to recede there, but that water will have to go somewhere. And the prophet said that the Europeans have to take on water. So if there's going to be an earthquake, there's probably going to be water that's going to fill, the crevice in between east and west of what they call the United States or North America. So, yeah, that's where the water will go. And then Atlantis will be exposed again because the water will recede, or Europe could receive a lot of water too. But it's for us to go over these prophecies so that we can see and pretty much almost be prepared for everything that's going to happen, as far as making the travel at night during the winter, all kinds of different things. He prepared us, brothers and sisters. So again, divine honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I try to look through these prophecies whenever I see things that stick out to me that Allah's telling me to go study. I go into it, and man, every time I find different prophecies that are coming 100 years later, and there's no reason for you to not believe or not to know. This fruition is in your face. So again, ignorance of the law, ignorance of the movements that Allah is choosing to guide, there's no excuse for not seeing it. It is put in our face and has been in our face for 100 years and before that. But prophets got to keep coming to give this message from Allah because we're not listening. Islam, brothers and sisters.